Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. I'm your host, Kiera Dent, and I have this crazy idea that maybe I could combine a doctor and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, regional manager, practice owner, and I have a team of traveling consultants where we have traveled to over 165 different offices coaching teams. Yep, we don't just understand you, we are you. Our mission is to positively impact the world of dental, and I believe that this podcast is the greatest way I can help elevate teams, grow VIP experiences, reduce stress, and create A-teams. Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. Hello, Dental Team listeners. This is Kiera, and you guys, I hope you're having just an awesome day today. I hope that things are going ridiculously well for you. And I hope that you just know that you are truly in the best profession you could ever ask for. I truly do believe that dentistry is the greatest profession that we get to be a part of. And guys, this is your life. This is the thing that you get to be a part of. And I hope that you just remember how truly incredible it is for you to be a part of dentistry. So if you're having a great day today, I hope you are. And guys, if this podcast has been beneficial to you in any way, shape, or form, I'm going to ask you guys to help us out on our mission. This year, guys, I'm going for it all. We did 1 million last year with your guys' help. And so this year, go double or go home. So guys, help us out. We're going on a mission to serve and to positively impact the world of dentistry in the greatest way possible. So guys, if you want to help us out, not if, just do it. And right now I'm going to actually read a shout out because I told you guys I would start doing this. So I'm going to our podcast page right now, guys. This is happening live, scrolling down on our Apple iTunes. And Friday, this is coming from RoboBecca. She decided she wanted to be on the podcast. So this goes shout out to her. If you guys want to be part of our special announcements, us calling out listeners, be sure to leave us a review on Apple iTunes. So this is coming in from RoboBecca. It says, this is one of the many podcasts by the Dental A Team that I have tuned in for. The topics are so relevant. In the short time that I've been tuning in, I have already referred 3 other people to listen. Gosh, RoboBecca, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you, 1, being a listener. So my heart, I'm giving you a big virtual hug right now. And 2, you're sending 3 people here. Those 3 people, guys, I wouldn't have been able to reach, but it was because of RoboBecca that more people are being able to positively impact. So guys, I want you to take the RoboBecca, whomever you are, please email me, hello@thedentalateam.com. I want to personally thank you because 1, your name is awesome. 2, your review is incredible. 3, being a part of our family is amazing. And I just adore you. And now I've made you into a actual thing. And I'm going to encourage you guys to take the RoboBecca challenge and go invite 3 people today to join our podcast. You guys, I can't do this alone. And this is a labor of love that I have for you guys. So please, guys, go take the RoboBecca challenge and invite 3 people today. RoboBecca, I appreciate you. And I hope you know how much I love you as a person. I don't know you personally. I don't know who you are per se. You've got a great name on the hair. But I just want to let you know that you're doing better than you think you are, that you are truly just living the best life you can. And I'm just proud of you wherever you are at. So on that note, I feel that's a great segue into one of my absolute favorite podcast topics. And that is, guys, today is the day the Dental A Team podcast reaches 4 years old. You guys, no joke. This is crazy town to me. The Dental A Team podcast has been going for 4 years, and that's thanks to you guys. So we started in 2019. If you haven't heard the story, I will just quickly recap it for you. So those of you who have heard it, this isn't a boring drag for you. But the Dental A Team podcast, I was realizing that there wasn't a lot out there to elevate team members that was coming from a team member and a doctor's perspective. Because let's face it, guys, dentistry can be a hard profession. Has anybody heard that intro? Anybody? Okay, great. It really can. Doctors see it differently than team members. Being a team member myself and being an owner of dental practices, I see both sides of the coin super, super well. So I was thinking, everything goes out towards the dentist. Everything is geared to them. But I thought, oh my gosh, if we could find a way to elevate teams, create VIP experiences, help reduce that stress between doctors and team members, we'd be able to literally change dentistry. So I decided, let's disrupt the industry. That's why we created the podcast. And I remember I was on a hike with my husband. He said he wanted to go to Yosemite. And I said, okay, let's go Yosemite Kiera style, which means we go to Yosemite for a nice little hike and I get us Half Dome tickets. Don't worry, guys. Day of, I didn't even enter the raffle. There's a way to do it, and I will happily share. Who knows? This is pre-COVID. So, but we went in for a nice little day hike and came out with tickets to hike Half Dome the next morning. Had to go find a hotel, literally an hour and a half away. So that meant we had to go there. The hotel only had one bedroom, like one room available. And I am not exaggerating. There were 2 beds in the room, and there was a pill on the bed. The sheets were a little ruffled, and there was hair on one of the beds. The other bed looked totally fine. There were no other options, guys, and we had Half Dome the next morning. So we surely slept in the non-pill hair scruffled sheets. And the next morning, my husband took our, we had a 2010 Honda Civic at the time, and literally on our way to Half Dome, ran over a dead deer. Like, guys, our Civic freaking went over the top of this deer. I don't know how our Civic didn't die. I just look up and my husband's about, and all I said was, "You're going to hit that." I couldn't scream, guys. None of the words came out of me. I just said, "You're going to hit that." And I look over and he's got his hands gripped on the wheel and bump, like a speed bump. And I am so thankful that Civic did not, like, no damage to it. The only thing is we kind of lost the undercover. And I only know this because when we finished Half Dome, there was a squirrel eating remnants off of our car when I came out. True story, guys, kind of disgusting, but that is where this Dental 18 podcast was made, was on that hike on Yosemite. I had a lot of time. My legs burned. It was freezing cold. We got very minimal sleep because we were sleeping in this Sketchfest hotel. Then we run over a deer that had already died, thankfully. Like, we didn't kill it because I would have probably cried my eyes out. And then we're going and hiking Half Dome. And on that hike, I feel nature is my space of zen. I don't know what you guys do for zen, but being out in nature, hiking, that is my space of zen. And I remember telling my husband, I said, "I'm going to do it. I'm going to start this podcast because I feel dental offices out there need to be elevated. I feel that they need to have positivity. Guys, there's so much junk in this world that I said, I'm going to change it and I'm going to bring positivity to this world. I'm going to show people that you can have a life and a business and they don't have to consume you. I'm going to show team members how you can rise up and be more than you ever imagined." Guys, I was a dental assistant. That's where I started. Never, ever, ever did I imagine walking into Miss Hellwig's dental assistant class that I would be on a podcast, owning a consulting company, serving and sharing my love for dentistry and the knowledge that I've seen with hundreds of thousands of offices across the nation, not to mention the millions of people on this podcast. That to me is something that I could never have imagined. And so today, for Dental 18's 4th birthday, please go post about us and definitely give me the party hats, the party blowers, and we will surely reshare our favorite one. So guys, please go out there. Today, March 3rd, is Dental 18's birthday. Ironically, I wanted this podcast actually, guys, to release on Valentine's Day. And something happened funky with Apple when we were trying to release it, and they didn't actually let it release, which is very serendipity because 3 is my favorite number. So to be March 3rd, 3, guys, really just feels magical to me because it's my favorite number. I didn't even think about it. And March 3rd is the date that we release this podcast. So guys, I just wanted to talk about the magic of becoming more than you ever imagined and kind of the steps for that. I figured that was kind of a fun way to celebrate Dental 18 Podcast birthday and to give you guys some value today. So with that, I just want you guys to think about, when did you join dentistry? Let's just go back. For me, I just shared with you when I started Dental 18 Podcast and my day and my sleep and running over deer. Like, guys, it was out of control. It was such a long hike. But that's where I was when I started the podcast. Where were you? Who were you when you started enjoying dentistry? Go back to that. For me, it was when I was in high school. I was a senior in high school and I wanted to wear scrubs. And it was either be a nurse and learn the whole body or become a dental assistant and learn the mouth. Guys, you can call me lazy or efficient. I surely prefer the term efficient. But I said I'm straight up going into dentistry. I'm not learning the whole body. That's gross. I don't want to do rectal trumpets. No, thank you. I will definitely hang out in the mouth. And that's honestly why I joined dentistry. That's who I was. I was a 17-year-old girl in high school where I joined dentistry, and I joined it for the scrubs. I'm going to ask you guys a question. We're going to kind of go down memory lane for you right now of who were you? How old were you when you decided dentistry was your path? That's my first question. For me, I was 17. Second question is why? What was your why? Why did you get into dentistry? For me, it was the scrubs, guys. I didn't love teeth. I didn't love people. I didn't go in for that. That is not why I got it. I truly wanted to wear scrubs, guys. You can judge me or you can like me. It's your choice, and I'm okay with either one. Once I got into dentistry though, that's where I really changed. And I realized I love this. Like I love dentistry so much. You guys, I was terrible. I could not take x-rays. I would hit my doctor in the head with the overhead light. I blew air into an open socket and literally shot blood into my doctor's loops. I can't even imagine how close that blood probably looked. I just remember the look that doctor gave me when I had to look back. And it was not, I just remember sitting there like, I don't know what to do right now. That was Kiera as a dental assistant, guys. But I remember when I started doing it, and then I saw the change that dentistry had for people and their lives. I started to see what goodness dentistry could actually have on people's lives. And that's, I think, when I fell in love. I was going to school, guys. I was literally, when I was a dental assistant, I'm taking the GRE and I was studying to become a marriage and family therapist. A lot of people don't know that about me, but that is my background. I got my bachelor's degree in family science, and I was headed off to grad school studying for the GRE. It was really, really hard for me. I got a perfect score on my written. And did not do so well on the rest, but I did get accepted and I had a full ride scholarship that I actually remember when I was interviewing for grad school. I'm getting ready to go to become a marriage and family therapist. And I remember sitting there, and this was my moment where I knew dentistry was my core and where I was meant to be. And I hope all of you guys can remember back to your moment. If you know me, you know that I am obsessed with our Dentally Team podcast family. And because of that, guys, I want to give you guys a little bit of love for this season. So from today, Valentine's Day, all the way through March, I am giving our podcast family sneak peek access to Dentally Team's virtual summit, April 28th and 29th. You guys, this year we are doing Secrets of the Multi-Million-Dollar Practice, full team, 9 hours of CE. It is going to be explosively epic, amazing. You guys, you are not going to want to miss this. Full team day on Friday, where we're going to go through true practice life examples, case acceptance, your gap on your systems and how you can fix it from a full team's perspective. Plus, I'm bringing in lots of offices that are truly going to come here and teach you guys exactly what they do. Saturday is going to be full leadership. You got it. I'm bringing in the best of the best, popular, proficient, amazing CEOs who are going to come tell you exactly what they do day in and day out, from hospitality to their ways that they're going to structure their lives to how to make an incredible associate. You guys, the speaker lineup is top notch. So right now, head on over to thedentallateam.com/summit 2023, read up all of our speakers and use podcast code LOVE 2023. And you guys are going to get early access. Tickets are not going on sale until March 6th. So from today until March 6th, guys, you have early access, and we are only saving 50 spots at this price point. So go sign up today, thedentallateam.com/summit 2023, coupon code LOVE 2023, and I will see you at Summit April 28th and 29th. I was sitting in my marriage and family therapy interview, and I remember thinking about the patients at the practice, and I was like, I wonder how that crown's going today. Because I'm interviewing for grad school and I'm thinking about the practice, and I knew my schedule because as a good dental assistant I had pre-looked at the schedule. I knew who was coming on the days that I'd be gone, made sure my team was prepared before I left. And I remember sitting there thinking, I love dentistry so much. I don't think I want to sit here and listen to people's problems all day long. Like, that just did not resonate with me. It's funny now because I get to listen to, in consulting in the company, I get to listen to people's dental problems, which I'm obsessed with because I know how to solve those, and let's solve them and make your life amazing. But that was my moment. That was my moment. But in that moment, I didn't know that that moment would create what we're celebrating today. I couldn't see that future. And I've often wondered, and I would ask you guys the same question, if you would know what you know today and know where you would end up today, would you want to know that when you first joined dentistry? Would you want to know how hard dental school is going to be? Would you want to know how hard it is to open up your first practice? Would you want to know all of the literal heartache that you go through? And on the flip side of that, all the beauty, all the magic, all the growth. Like, would you want to know that before? That is a true question that I don't have an answer for. But I'd like you to think of, how old were you when you joined dentistry? What made you want to join dentistry? And when was that pivotal moment where you knew dentistry was where you were meant to be? And maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you haven't had that Kiera Dent moment where you're sitting in an interview and you're like, lights out. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And I freaking love it. Guys, I can't get enough of dentistry. My last name's Dent. Like, I really can't get enough of it. But it's one of those pieces where I want you to think about it and then ask yourself, if you knew what it would take to get here, would you want to know? And two, would you do it again if given the chance? I really want you guys to think about it, because I think about the podcast that I've done. You guys, we've recorded over 600 episodes. That is so many times to hit record, guys. And now I'm doing them on video. You're welcome. You get to see my face and who I am and all my facial expressions. I can't look at the camera, just so you guys know. There is literally, I'm looking at Google Meet right now because it creeps me out to watch myself talk to you guys. Like, it's a new thing, okay? I never would have thought I would hit record 600 times when I started this. I never in my wildest dreams, sitting back at that interview, would have imagined that I would open up a consulting company and be able to meet you guys and to deliver a service that is literally life-changing. I have offices tell me all the time, Kiera, I came into Dental 18 because I was looking for this, and yet you have changed my entire life. I have my life. I have my family. I'm able to, my team is elevated. We work so seamlessly. And that's because I met you. Never in my life did I imagine that. For you guys, just think of all the patients whose lives you have changed. The reason I think I've got such a love for this is because I was a patient on the other side. I had an ex-fiance, not my current husband, ex-fiance, guys. I was engaged 3 times. That's a real story. We'll talk about it another day. Who smashed my face into a wall. I spent a lot of time in that dental chair, and I will tell you guys, that is why I'm obsessed with dentistry. You don't understand until you're the patient sitting in the chair, wondering if you'll ever be able to smile again with confidence. You don't even know what that feels like, but I do. I know what it feels like. And guys, you are giving people that confidence that they didn't think that they could ever have. That's why I want to make you guys great. That's why I put on the podcast. That is why I have a consulting company. That is why I listen to your guys' problems and create solutions and create systems and make it to where your life can be simple. Because you in the dental field are making one of the greatest impacts that I think we could ever give back to human society. You are giving them confidence, building their smiles, making it to where they can eat and have physical nutrition, but yet outward confidence. That is what you're giving people, guys. That's why I do this, because I want to make the best practices great. I want to make the best team members even better. I want to make the team members who didn't believe that they could be great even better. I want to give you that confidence and that hope that no matter who you are in the dental practice, you can go well beyond anything. And I would hope that just like me, I don't want to know the end of this story. I don't want to know where Dental A Team goes, because half of the magic that makes this so special is the journey of getting there. That sounds cliche, guys. And I used to freaking hate when people were like, it's not about the destination here, it's about the journey. And I'm like, you don't even know me. I'm all about winning, results, and getting to that destination. Like, that is Kiera Dent to a T. That's why I'm good at what I do. That's why our team is good at what we do, because we focus on results, not fluff. Not the journey, guys, which is not fluff. But honestly, guys, Dental A Team and going from dental assistant to CEO of a very large consulting company, which I feel so blessed, humbled that I get to run and be the creator behind with our team. That is something that I never would have imagined. And the magic is that I don't know what's next. The magic is I get to create it. The magic is you get to create it. I love Tony Robbins' quote. Like, you guys know I love Tony Robbins. I love his quote where he says, are you the manager of your circumstances, or are you the creator of your life? Are you the manager of your circumstances, or are you the creator of your life? Are you creating this, or are you just managing? Are you actively thinking about who you want to become? I mean, you've got to be. You're listening to this podcast. So kudos there. High five. I gave you a high five virtually and a huge hug. You guys are creating this right now. You are creating the future of dentistry. You are writing the history of where we're going. You are changing people's lives. When I say I want to bless and serve 2 million downloads, guys, that's not for me. I mean, it's real fun and I like it. And I'm very much driven by numbers and data and results. So sure, that piece is fun. But if I can help you guys, help a Kiera Dent sitting in your chair who never thought she could smile again. Guys, I never thought I'd smile again. All of my confidence was stripped away, guys, that fateful morning. I remember it so vividly. I remember looking in the mirror. I almost had my whole face smashed into a mirror, and luckily I missed it. And I took out a chunk of concrete this large with my face. I remember looking in the mirror. Guys, I modeled. I was a model. I was very, very vain. I was very just driven by how I looked. And I remember looking in the mirror in like complete and total horror. Thankful that I didn't like smash my whole face into it. It was on a Saturday, and I remember just feeling this like disbelief that this was my life. And I remember like sitting in the car. I'm like, oh my gosh, like grab milk. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I remember sitting there for hours. Like I cried the entire procedure. And then it was months. Like shout out to the dentist that I was able to have work on me. I had to have gum grafting. I had to have a bunch of things done because my whole face got a little shifted. Because I don't know if you guys have ever like kissed a concrete wall, but it doesn't feel super great. That moment, guys, there is a Kiera dent sitting on the other side of you guys. Those people, whether it's they've got a mouth of lots of decay, whether it's that they've been in an accident, whether they're just there for their regular cleanings, I believe that our smiles are our greatest gift. I believe that they give you confidence, guys, because I had that ripped away. And I don't think until you've been there that you can appreciate what dentistry does for people. Shout out to Michelle Jorgensen. It's fun. Her and I have actually reconnected on a professional level. She's in Utah. That woman, a dentist with her team, gave me back my confidence. I remember waking up the next morning after my accident and just like begging and praying that it had just been an awful dream and looking in the mirror and being like, absolutely not. That was not a dream. Like, this is real life, Kiera, and you've got to get through it. That was a deciding moment for me. That's, guys, why I do this, because if I can make you realize that the magic is what you're writing, the people that you're helping, that's why dentistry is magical. So if you've ever wondered, like, am I making a difference? Like, for the Kiera dents in this world, for those people, you are. And you have to show up, and you need to be your best self, and you need to be the person that can be so great that you can give me back as your patient confidence. Guys, we talk a lot about numbers and metrics and systems, but it's to serve that patient sitting in your chair. It's to give them their confidence back. I had no script for how today's podcast was going to go. I'm like super stressed that there's videos of me crying, and who knows if Allison's going to use these or not. I don't know. And honestly, it doesn't matter because this is real. It's raw, and it's who I am. This podcast, I know, has had a lot of tears. It's had a lot of laughs. It's had a lot of good times, a lot of freaking awesome systems, a lot of really cool people I've been able to meet because of this podcast. And I hope today you bookmark Dental A Team's 4th birthday as one of your top podcasts to remind you why the heck you're doing this. To remind you when you're like, gosh, am I even making a difference? That there's a Kiera dent sitting in that chair. That there's a Kiera dent begging you to be your best, because I need you to give me that confidence. Guys, our mouths allow us to speak and to communicate, and they also allow us to smile and have confidence. Like, I can't think of anything more expressive than our mouths. Like, we can communicate our feelings. We can talk to people. We can share. We can laugh because of our mouths, guys. Not to mention that we also get to eat and feed our bodies physically. Like, that is what you're giving back to people. So you, right now listening, you are needed. You are positively impacting someone's life today by doing dentistry. And I want to say thank you. And I want to say, keep rising. You might not know what the future is. You might not know what your why is today, or you might. But I want you to keep turning those pages and keep writing the magic. Keep becoming even more, because, guys, I didn't know what the podcast would be. I didn't know what the consulting company would be. And I didn't know as a dental assistant who this girl could become, just like you don't. So keep writing. Keep showing up, keep becoming, keep evolving, because there's a Kiera dent sitting in your chair that needs you. Guys, I am so thankful for you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of this, because without you, I wouldn't keep making this. So guys, go on Apple, leave those reviews. I'm going to keep sharing your guys' reviews, and I'm going to keep shouting you out. And I want you guys to take on RoboBecca's challenge and invite 3 people who need to remember why they joined dentistry, 3 people to know that there are patients just like me depending on you to be your best, to have the best systems, to have the best skill set, to be a profitable practice so we can keep coming to you. We need you. Patients like me need you. And if you need help, you better freaking email me right now, hello@thedentallyteam.com, because I want to be able to help and serve you, to help you help more patients. My mission is to positively impact the world of dentistry in the greatest way possible. And guys, I'd love to serve you. So email me, reach out, share this with 3 people. And as always, guys, remember, you are in the best profession you could ever be a part of. And I am so grateful for you. I have so much love, guys. Thanks for making this podcast what it is. Thank you for celebrating Dental A Team's 4th birthday. Be sure to tag us. And thank you again just for being a part of my life. You have lifted me. You have given me motivation when I didn't think I could continue. And I'm so grateful for you all. And with that, guys, as always, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time on the Dental A Team podcast. And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental A Team podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.